there is no restriction on the air and thereby there is a boost in performance. There are some manufacturers like Royal and synthetic cotton based air filter or the performance there is very less restriction on the flow of air. That's the topic for another performance air filter, and this is the best performance air filter you can use on a Royal air. Then it will enter to the resonator box direction. So our air filter box is pretty clean now. Our intention is to clean the air filter, not to choke it again. Hello YouTube, this is Dhruva Mundodi and welcome to my channel Mundodi Vlogs. Friends, in today's video, I want to teach you guys how to clean an air filter of a Royal Enfield. So before going any further into this topic, I just want to give you some basic information about different kinds of air filters. So number one is foam or sponge based air filter. So these kinds of air filters are commonly found in commuter segment or budget segment bikes. The main advantage of this kind of air filters is these air filters can be cleaned and used more than 5 times or more than 10 times. Basically, we can clean this foam based air filter using soap water, we can clean it using petrol or diesel, and then we can reuse it. And the reason why these kinds of air filter are used in commuter segment or budget segment bikes is manufacturing of this kind of foam based or sponge based air filter is very cheap. And second thing is, since it can be used more than 5 or 10 times, it will be pocket friendly to the owner of the bike. But the main disadvantage of this foam based or sponge based air filter is it will restrict the free flow of air into the carburetor, and because of this there is lots of performance drop experienced in the bike. And the second type of air filter is paper based air filter. Paper based air filter is the most commonly found air filter and is preferred by different vehicle manufacturers. The reason is paper based air filter is also cheaper to manufacture, just like the foam based or sponge based air filter. But the main advantage of paper based air filter upon the sponge based air filter or the foam based air filter is there is no restriction on the air, or the airflow is far better than the foam based or sponge based air filter, and thereby there is a boost in performance. But the main disadvantage of paper based air filter is paper based air filter cannot be cleaned using soap water or cannot be cleaned using any kind of petroleum product. It can only be cleaned using some kind of a compressed air. That too, not more than twice or thrice. Most manufacturers usually recommend to replace the paper-based air filter. But there are some manufacturers like Royal Enfield, they recommend cleaning the paper-based air filters once or twice. And then they ask us to replace it for every 5,000 kilometers. And the third kind of air filter is synthetic cotton-based air filter or the performance air filter. These kind of air filters claim to boost your vehicle's performance because there is very less restriction on the flow of air. And when there is very less restriction on the flow of air, naturally the vehicle's performance will increase, but it also depends on your carburetor tuning. That's the topic for another video. I'll explain it to you in my other videos. But the main disadvantage of this performance air filter is just to clean the performance air filter, we need special kind of chemicals which is only provided by the manufacturer of a performance air filter. And the second disadvantage is this performance air filter is very costly. Not only the air filter but also the cleaning kit. All these are very costly. For example, if your Royal Enfield's air filter costs you around 170 to 200 rupees, a performance air filter will set you back around 4,000 rupees to 5,000 rupees. And again, upon that, if you want to purchase a cleaning kit, it will set you back around 1,500 rupees. So there is lots of price difference between a paper or stock air filter and a performance air filter. So I'll definitely make a separate video on performance air filter and which is the best performance air filter you can use on a Royal Enfield. So for that you need to subscribe to my channel and you need to stay tuned to my channel. Definitely I'll make a video on a performance air filter. So now let's open the air filter box and let's clean our air filter, and I'll teach you how to clean the air filter very efficiently and very effectively. So let's open the air filter box. So before removing the air filter, I just want to explain you guys how a Royal Enfield's air filter works. So if you can see this hole over here, this is from where the air enters inside the toolbox. Whatever the air which is entered from here, it is sucked by the air filter in this area. The air gets filtered inside the air filter. From there, let me just remove the air filter. I am using a 10-12 spanner.
You just need to turn it in anti-clockwise direction. As you can see, there is lots of dust accumulated. So I'll just hold it like this. So whatever the air which is entered from here, it gets sucked by the air filter, it gets filtered, and the filtered air, it will enter the resonator box from this area. So the filtered air will enter inside this hole. Then it will enter to the resonator box. From there it will enter into the carburetor. So let me just remove the air filter. So this is the condition of the air filter. As you can see, there is lots of dust. Now you can see the condition of the air filter box. There is lots of dust accumulated over here. Before cleaning the air filter, let's just clean this air filter box first. I'm just using a normal cloth. I made it a little bit wet. Since I live in a village area and I have to off-road little bit for my daily commuting, there's lots of dust in my area. So that is why this much of dust is accumulated inside my air filter box. So that is what I was saying. Even though Royal Enfield suggests you to clean your air filter every 5000 km, I would suggest you guys to clean your air filter depending on your road condition. In case if you have to off-road every day, I would suggest you to replace the air filter for every 2500 km and clean the air filter for every 1000 km or so. And in case if your road condition is really good and if there is no dust on your road, in such case you can go with the company recommended directions. So our air filter box is pretty clean now. So I am using a Ebenstock blower. It's a made in Germany unit. Or if you don't have a blower, maybe even you can use a hair dryer. I think it's sufficient, but not as effective as a industrial blower or a professional blower. So before cleaning our air filter, I just want to tell you guys what are the symptoms of a blocked air filter. So there are many symptoms, like there might be drop in mileage, drop in pickup, or your bike spark plug may get fouled very soon. You may experience starting problem, or your bike's idling may not be proper. So let's clean our air filter now. As I said, air enters from this area. It gets cleaned over here and it enters into the resonator box and the carburetor from this area. Okay. So whatever the dust which is trapped will be trapped in the outer area. So when we are cleaning using a blower, we have to always hold the blower from the inner side. Never ever hold the blower from the outer side. So our intention is to clean the air filter, not to choke it again. Okay. So let me hold the blower from the inner side. So now I can see my air filter is pretty clean. Okay. You might be wondering, why can't we clean it using water or diesel or any other petroleum product? As I said earlier, since it is a paper based air filter, we cannot clean it using water. Even if we try to clean it and if we dry it in sunlight, the texture of the paper will change. Not only that, inside this paper based air filter, there will be 2-3 layers of paper. So when we wash it using water and when we dry it, all this layer will stick together. Once if the layers stick together, naturally it will restrict the free flow of air. And chances of paper tearing here and there is also there. So it's not at all advisable to clean it using water or any other petroleum product. Even if you clean it, definitely your air filter will lose its efficiency and also the paper may tear here and there. Okay, so now I have cleaned my air filter. So I have also cleaned my air filter plate. So let's quickly fix it. So I'll show you how to fix this air filter again. Oh, I forgot to mention. So when we take out this bolt from here, no? So there will be one small washer along with this bolt. Be very careful, don't miss it. And one more thing, when you are tightening it, please don't over tighten it. In case if you over tighten, the mesh over here will get damaged. Okay. So when you are tightening, be very careful. You will feel that resistance, okay? You will feel that resistance and you will feel that tightness. And don't think that this bolt will get locked. No, it won't get locked. So you just have to tighten it until a spot where you get a little bit of a resistance from the bolt. And see that there is no gap left over here.
So that's it for today, guys. I hope you have found my video to be informative and interesting. If you have liked my video, please hit the like button. If you have any doubts, please write it down in the comment box. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to Mundodi Vlogs for more such interesting and informative videos in the future. Keep watching Mundodi Vlogs. Thank you, guys.